Some people are just born with amazing memories, and you may feel you're not one of those people. Well, take a listen. Maybe you'll change your mind at the end of this video.
So the idea that some people just have this great memory and other people do not is totally wrong. In fact, that very belief is something that can get in your way in terms of improving your own memory. In this series on memory, I'm going to ask you to try some things. I'm going to ask you to push out that growing edge and start challenging some sacred cows that you might have had about yourself. Sacred cows like, I just have a bad memory. What can I do? To do this, you have to start trying some new things. You don't really have any special predisposition to do this. Everyone can do this. The difference between remembering something and forgetting a piece of information is not about a failure to. It's a failure to put it in your brain in a memorable way. Let's take the example for this video of remembering someone's name. You meet them, you talk with them, and then you meet them again, and by goodness, you just can't remember their name. For the life of you, where did that go from your memory? Well, you didn't put it in a place where you could readily access it. You didn't store it in a memorable way. There's another misconception that, there's some people that are just better visual learners. And somehow people who do this are much better at encoding this type of information. You create a visual in your mind. A more technical way of thinking about this is you're encoding information. So what we're going to teach you to do is a way of encoding things. And I want you to remember 3 simple words. Those words are see, link, go. Because that's our strategy for encoding. And you can apply these words to anything that you want to memorize. Again, in this case, we're going to take someone's name. A starting point is to use that person's name in a conversation. You want to start that linkage process by encoding it. Really, 50% of the battle of remembering is simply paying attention. And when you're making a conscious effort to use that person's name in conversation, you're paying attention. It forces you to name, say, and hear in your mind's eye what that name is. I'm going to use my name as an example. Professionally, I use the initials GH. Since everyone in my family has the same name, what gives is we get nicknames. And mine happens to be Woody. Yeah, you can say my parents had this literary sense of humor, but let's say you're trying to remember the name Woody Glade. Let's take the first example. Let's take C. Start by creating a picture of me in your mind. And I'll help you out here with a little picture. Now let's move to the link step. We have to put that image somewhere. And this is the encoding part. You may want to link that mental image with a known location. Where did you first meet that person? In a future video, we'll talk about this linkage and tying it to locations when we talk about a 2,000-year-old technique called the memory house. But this is the basis of the memory house. So you want to pick that place that is totally known to you or has some relevance to the context where you met that person. So let's take a place that's familiar to most people, a backyard. Now the third step, go, means go wild. I mean, we're talking go buck wild. Enhance the image, accentuate various things about the name. I'm talking go real wild and make that image as ridiculous as you want. And place it in that familiar location. Now, I've helped you out, getting a little ridiculous myself. And once you've done this, it's probably pretty doubtful you're ever going to forget my nickname. I want you to remember to do one more thing. If this video has been helpful for you, give it a like. In fact, do that right now. Well, you know who this is now. I'll be putting these out every Monday, and I'll see you then. Take care.